to work on the hand fighting, which most people call Shina, or Kumna in Cantonese, right? And most people think that it's just the joint locks, you know, and just chokes and stuff. But it's not. It's all the grappling that sets up your throwing. Because remember, well, I'm trying to get a grip, he's trying to get a grip. And he may grab my hand to keep me from getting a grip. Or he may be attacking me, and I will have to stop his throw. So in Western wrestling, they call this hand fighting. Right? Which means that if he gets a grip on my jacket, and I won't tell him which one, right? Can you see this?
Yep.
My first response should be, I don't like this because this gives him control. So we have tearing, and we have tearing on 2 levels. Right? I mean, the first one is just to get out. And we know always that the thumb is the weakest grip. If he's not even using his thumb, but still that side is the weakest. If he used the thumb, he would actually make his grip even weaker. So I come here to grab. Now the one thing is that if I just pull, he goes along with it, right? Yeah, so he just went along with it. So I have to do something that either keeps him in the same spot or pushes him in the other spot. And the first way to do this is literally by just grabbing the hand. So this is going to pull this way, and this is going to pull this way. And it comes out. So he grabs the other side. All right, so just so we can see. So I'm not going to pull this way, right? Because this is the strong side, right? Even if I did this, it's still strong. His hand and his fingers are super strong. Here. So I immobilize, partially, create a counter force, and I control. Same thing when I grasp my wrist, right? If you pull here, he's super strong, right? To prove my point. And if I just pull, if I turn my thumb toward his thumb, see how he's already struggling? But then if I hold here, it comes out. So it's the same thing. Yeah, he's gonna fight, listen. I told you, just like I was talking earlier about don't do the hopping thing, you know, I push you and go, you spin around and jump through the air. I hate that. EJ knows. He was asking a forum why I didn't do that. He said, because my instructor would beat me up if I did that, right?
Oh yeah.
Get used to, just like when we do the throws, don't just fall down because the person doesn't throw. Because they could be doing the throw wrong. Why should you fall? You're giving them a false sense that they're doing the right technique. Sometimes it's ugly. You know, people don't like doing it sometimes also because it looks ugly. Because we're struggling with getting killed. But you know what? Learning those lessons, that's what a real fight's going to be like. Right? A real fight is chaos. Anybody who's been in the ring knows that. So I said level 1. Right? And I was saying that, you know, the first thing to do is figure out which way he's grabbing. Right? Now, remember, you're never going to go through the hand, so you can be pulling here as much as you want. So the first thing is to figure out which way you want to pull it out, which is that way. Now, this works because, you know, you're immobilizing and you're pulling, boom, and you're out. But then we're back to both being equal. It's good in one sense because I removed the control. Before he had the opportunity to control me. Maybe for self-defense it's good because your first desire in self-defense is to create distance so you can run away. But if you want to do this as an opportunity to create an attack, I don't want to just do this. I'm still going to, the release is still the same. But let's say I reach in and grab his jacket. So instead of just having like a little local control, I have a much larger control. So that when I pull out, now see I have a grip. I'm sorry, I think I ripped that one. No. That's why they're so stitched still. But that's why you do Shuai with these things and not with t-shirts. Right? I'll grab the same stuff, for example. So when I'm here, let's say I reach in here. Same idea. So I'm not just doing this, but remember you want to have that opposite. So it becomes like a punch. Remember I said something like a punch. So I'm going to punch him as I pull. It's okay. Again. But get used to that. A lot of martial arts teachers are like, oh my God, I made a mistake, or the technique wasn't perfect. Delete that. I would definitely keep that in there. Right? Why? Because it'll happen to you in a match. It'll definitely happen to you in a fight. And you saw what I did when I went, oh shit, this one works, so I'll go for this one. But notice when I'm done, I removed his grip and I still have the grip. This is how tearing is done in Taiwan, it was done in police college. And then there's a whole subdivision of techniques off of this, where whatever you count, I get a grip, I tear, and then I follow up with my throws, right? We're not gonna follow up with 12 throws. We're just gonna work that tear. But this is level 2, which means that you're not just releasing, but you're creating your own grip, which will be superior because you're gonna remove their control and keep control on them. Does that make sense? Right? When I've talked about striking, I've talked about the bow and arrow concept, which is that it's not just turning into the punch, but as you turn in, the other side comes back, right? So if you just did this with a bow, you wouldn't get the most. You have to do both. So this is another classic example of this, because if I'm just pulling, I have to also punch. And again, that's why, like I said, every punch, right, is also a throw. It's also wrestling. So you need that bow and arrow to break. To break. Okay? And again, it's never, this is a striking thing, this is a grappling thing, this is a throwing thing, it's never that.